What's up, gamers? Mass Gamer here. Today I am going to bring you the second in my Modern Warfare 3 gun review. Today I am bringing you the M16A4. First off, I'm going to do a spray comparison. Welcome to the worst weapon in the entire game. Well, maybe not the worst weapon, but it's right up in there. As you can see, I'm showing you a mid-range view here to show you how without rhyme or reason the spray is and how unreliable and ridiculously terrible this weapon is. It's a piece of crap. I mean, really, you'd probably be better off just hitting people with the weapon. Here is a close range spray. If you look, there's just no pattern whatsoever. It's just completely random. I don't really know what they did, because in Black Ops, I love this weapon. And in this game, it is just pure garbage, or like they like to say in France, garbage, or whatever they call it. But anyways, you can see this gun spray is completely unreliable. So now I'm going to go over to the hard labor of my gameplay here, which is a pretty decent gameplay. I would say probably 50 out of 30 stars, just because it's so hard to even get a positive KD with this weapon. It's just ridiculous. Basically, this is obviously Village, which I know is a somewhat unbalanced map, but for some reason I really do enjoy it. Basically, what I've got here is what I rock on this M16 is I am typically rocking the rapid fire and the red dot sight. I honestly do not think there's a better setup for it. I think that's the only way for you to even have any chance of luck. I mean, look at that. My aim was dead on that dude, and look what happened. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, your aim can be perfect. You can be standing completely still, and you're gonna miss. It's just freaking ridiculous. So, anyways, I'm gonna go on here to give you the best professional review I can of this gun, even though it pains me to even equip it and use it. Basically, the feel of this gun, movement's not that bad on it. I mean, it feels fairly light. But the bad thing about it is the weapon is so bad that it kind of really puts a damper on your gameplay. So I mean, it's just, yeah, I don't know. It just doesn't feel good. Playing with the gun doesn't feel good. Walking with the gun doesn't feel good. I mean, picking one up by mistake is a really bad idea. You're really better off just knifing or crouching in a corner, hoping somebody accidentally dies in front of you. The iron sights on this weapon are absolutely terrible. The kick is absolutely terrible. It shakes all over the place. This gun is basically unusable without a red dot sight. And as you can tell, if you do want to punish yourself by using this weapon, you're going to see that it's even painful leveling it up just to get the red dot sight. That's how miserable it is. So back to the attachments. The only attachments you should and can use for this is the red dot with rapid fire. I mean, look at that. I mean, my aim is all over that guy, and I'm getting killed. It doesn't even seem like the aim assist even works either. I mean, it doesn't seem to work all that much for me anyways, but it just doesn't seem to work for this. As you can see, I'm rocking the javelin. I'm almost to my 2500th kill with that, which is going to be pretty sweet. The proficiencies for this weapon, you know, unfortunately, there's no real use in trying to run around and use them, because the iron sights are so terrible that the only proficiency you can really use is going to be the attachments proficiency, so that you can have the rapid fire and have somewhat of a chance of actually killing someone. Now, as you can see, when I'm playing with this weapon, I'm playing way more campy than I would ever play, because this weapon is so terrible. I mean, you have to have the jump on people every time. If you meet somebody face to face, I mean, you're basically totally screwed. You're SOL. There's nothing you can do except for die. Now let me get to the ever exciting rating section. I rate everything from a 1 to 5 with a total possible of 20 points. I have 4 different categories that I rate it on, and then I give it a total score so that you can kind of rate it against the other ratings I'm giving with the other weapons. This is by far definitely the worst assault rifle in its class, so do not suggest using it. The power on this weapon, I give it 2. Sometimes it feels like not only is 2 bursts not enough, but sometimes 3 bursts isn't even enough to kill somebody. It's just ridiculous. It's just completely random, 100%. I think the coders might have had a long day at at lunch and had a few extra beers to go along with their coding day. I don't know what they were thinking. So the power, I give it a 2. Accuracy and reliability. You probably are not going to see this with very many weapons, but I am only giving it a 1. The accuracy is miserable. This gun is totally and completely unreliable, and it's just terrible, so it is only getting a 1. Movement, I give it a 3. It's a lighter rifle. You can be light on your toes, but it really is all for naught because there's nothing you can do once you are moving around. I mean, you're just in trouble. As you can see, I'm walking like a noob, aiming down the sights much longer than I need to, but somehow I'm able to pull off some kill streaks, which is pretty cool, as you can see, even with an M16. And then the first strike, I'm going to give it a 2. The aiming down the sights is miserable from close range, mid-range, long range. The aiming down the sights is terrible from close range, mid-range, long range. I mean, it's just absolutely terrible. So I give it a 2 in that regard. You're going to get beat out by pretty much every weapon unless it's a sniper rifle. And even then, if you have a decent sniper rifle user in front of you, you're just out. So don't expect to win any of those first strike battles, which, you know, is also rate of fire. I mean, even with the rapid fire, it's terrible. Oh, and you'll see here, one of the things that pisses me off about this game is that it looks like I don't know what I'm doing, but the Reaper glitches out here when I'm playing, so it kind of aggravates me. It stays in the zoom mode, and you can't really do much with it. I think I do get a second Reaper, and I think that's when it happens. So, anyways, so the overall rating I give this weapon is an 8, which is absolutely poor out of 20. Avoid this weapon at all costs. Even if you're trying to get all the emblems, save this for last because it's going to be frustrating. It's going to kill your kill-death ratio. It's just bad. I mean, look at that. I shoot three bursts at that guy to finally kill him. I mean, it's just absolutely insanity. So the player skill type for this, you are going to need to be a good player. I normally will rate this on a good, average, beginner scale. Whereas I've said it before, the average is what you're typically going to see in Call of Duty. But you're going to need to be a good player because you're going to have to be good in order to have any effective use out of this weapon. So if you're a beginner or just an average player, you definitely need to stay away from it. If you're a good player looking for an extra frustrating challenge, then by all means use it, but don't say that I didn't warn you. Player type for this weapon, you cannot be an aggressive or possibly even a moderate player. You need to be a defensive player in order to really effectively use this. I mean, you have to be able to get the jump, you've got to be head glitching, you have to take every single advantage that you could possibly have with this weapon. And then as far as the class setups go, recommended class for this is definitely sleight of hand because you're going to be reloading after every kill because it's going to take 3 or 4 bursts to get any damage done. So you definitely need sleight of hand. And then the second perk slot that you're going to want to use is probably with this weapon, I would suggest quick draw. A lot of times I will suggest assassin or hardline, whatever. Quick draw followed by assassin is going to be your best choice, but I think you need quick draw to have any chance of beating anybody on a head-up battle. So, you know, definitely want to use that quick draw. And then third, as usual for the assault rifles, I definitely think you need stalker, even more so for this weapon. Oh, that was a pretty good little kill there. I thought that was pretty good. Those guys were waiting for me, and they must have just really sucked because me being able to beat 2 guys on the first strike, that's just ridiculous. So, anyways, that's the class that I would suggest with this. Some different tips that I would give with this weapon is play more defensively. You're going to want to be aiming down the sights a lot more because the hip fire is pretty much unusable. Definitely use that red dot sight or you're not going to have any chance of any accuracy with the iron sights as they're cumbersome, they get in the way, and the kick of the weapon just makes it completely unusable. So you definitely need to have that iron sight on there. You know, probably if you're using this weapon, you might not want to go assault. You may want to go either support or specialist. Specialist can help, but it's really hard to get any kill streaks going with this weapon for most people. So I would suggest going support your teammates there because you are going to get killed and you're going to be pissed off about the situation. So those would be some good tips that I'd use. You kind of want to use a sweeping motion when you're aiming, and you don't want to try to be too precise because the aiming doesn't really matter all that much. You just want to get within, you know, maybe a 1/4 inch of the target, and then just continuously shoot. Because there's no real way of gauging what your bullets are going to go. It's just so ridiculously inaccurate and unreliable. So anyways, guys, we're about to wrap up this gameplay here. I appreciate you all watching. Stay tuned for the next weapon that we're going to be reviewing, which is the Scar L. And I hope you do find this entertaining and appreciate the information. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, and until next time, Mass Gamers out.